welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all returning. Today we're working on a 1955 Chevrolet station wagon. And what the customer is requesting is that the two back windows be power and leave the two front ones manual. And this is a two-door car, but in the quarter panel, the passenger windows do roll down. So what we've got here is a set of power windows regulators for like a Model A car that goes straight up and down. And the reason we did this because the regulators for them, well, number one, these are cheaper than what we could buy the regulators for. And the regulators for those are scissors, which means they work in, you got a stationary arm and then you got a drive arm. And the drive arm pushes the stationary arm, which acts as a scissor, which goes like this and like this. But anyhow, these just go straight up and down. And the scissors ones were about twice as much as what we gave for these. So what we're going to be installing, I can get them kind of loose. These come from Summit Racing. And what these do is these sandwich the bottom of your windows. And the reason I went this way instead of going with the original windows is because we do not know what's in the quarter panels of these. So I don't know if the window track was rotted off of it and they fixed it to where it was stuck up permanently, or don't know if they just left the window crank off of it, don't know what the situation is. But with these, you just take these two bolts right here and loosen them up. Those fingers right there pinch the bottom of the window. You bolt it to that and it goes up and down. Simple fix. And then we're going to use just a 2 switch window switch. And the way it works is you got these two prongs here go to one side, these two prongs here go to the other side. You got a power and a ground. So it's a simple wire. Just up, down. So that's what we're fixing to do today. She can give you a look at the vehicle while I'm rounding some tools up, but we're going to install both of these right here. And these have got a screw type drive that drives that up and down. So it should be a pretty simple installation, other than having to take the back seat out of the car. I cut through my bolt bag, so that means my bolts are going to go over. They're all right there together. All right, now let's get started. She can take you on a tour while I'm getting some tools good.
So here it is. Give you a little bit of a look around. Come around to the driver's side and take a look on the inside.
And whoever restored the car did a good job. Other than right here, they used 2 long of trim screws on the inside and left dimples in the post of the car. So anytime you're putting interior trim on, check the depth of your screws, because you can see that from out here. So you can turn a nice job into a nightmare real quick. But it's got a nice custom interior in it.
It's kind of dark in here.
I don't know if they put trim screws on the other side and do the same thing or not. Probably so. They probably went and bought a set of. I bought a whole bunch of 1-inch screws and just screwed everything together. That should be some light. Yep, did this side the same way. But we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about getting the window regulators in. Well, the seat don't slide forward because the console's in the way, so that's nice. Everything dug out of the back, throw it in the front. Ain't that cute?
A matching bag to match the interior of his car. Now let's see if we can get a little bit of better look.
I'm gonna figure out how all this stuff's attached. Well, that's actually just part of the back seat. Okay. Come back around the hillside. The back seats, these things just clip in the floorboard, so they're not hard to remove. Just remove some out of a 55 two-door. We put seat belts in. Let's see what we got going on here.
I guess we can move around to the other side. We were trying to keep this car out of the video that we made last night until we got started on this one.
Put 6x9 speakers down here.
Okay, let's get over here. You need me to get you a light?
Nah. I just gotta get the seat to unclip, but they put the seat belts in. The seat belts hold the seat back. So, oh, guess I'm gonna get a light.
I knew he would need one. Well, he's got the seat apart, but the speakers that are down there in the bottom are hooked up, so he's going to have to take those out and get those unplugged.
They're hardwired in, so they don't have no plug in them. And they're in a box, so. Seat we dealt with yesterday was like a pillow. This here is like a board. Speaker box. These two speakers taken out. And I'm thinking I can bring it forward and then tilt it and then bring it up. I'm hoping. Something else just found out leaning on this seat. This seat ain't even bolted in. The bolts are out of it. So that's scary.
There is, isn't there?
Silver's on the left and gold's on the right.
Well, that was easy.
I didn't wire these up, so I don't know which one of them's hot and which one of them's.
Which
Well,
one's
gold
hot?
was on the narrow, gold was on the little paw. So remember that. Yeah. That's just a big speaker box. Doubling as a seat.
For some 6x9s.
Should have at least put some
Could have put some 12s in it.
8x10s in there. Maybe 2x4s. Oh.
Alright, I'm going to come around to this side and do the same thing. Well, it looks like the front seat's got to come out after all. Can't get the back seat out.
There ain't no screws in that, so I don't know how that's on there. There's holes for screws, but no screws.
Okay. That's why there's no screws, because there's no screws.
Okay, well, next.
Goodness.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. There's a nut that's not on that. That screw's not ain't tight. I guess if I find a wrench to fit this nut, we'll be able to take the front of them off. What do you think?
I don't know if you can get around that way.
Nope. I'll take the long way home. All right, Reagan, if you watch this, the nuts was already off the seats. So that there had nothing to do with it. Nothing I did. But I'm gonna put them back on for you. I don't know who did this job, but they. Well. Okay.
Oh gosh, we got a screw up there about to come out. They must not have had a screwdriver.
Alright. I reckon if you see this.
Literally one bolt holding the front seat in.
Yeah.
That's
He was
crazy.
one bolt away from a catastrophe. I'm stripped out. It's just pushed in. It's
They
just,
just
a,
left
it's just a
it.
push pin. Should have been shorter. They use longer bolts on. The one that should have been longer. They use shorter bolts on. I guess this side here just pops off too, don't it?
I don't know. Did
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Well, she bought it this way. He didn't have it.
Yeah, no, he didn't
done.
have it done. He traded for it. So.
Yeah.
This is no reflection on him. It's just stuff that needs to be fixed.
Just things we're finding as we go. Still got to get that part right there out, and then take these panels off the side so we can see what components are still left in the windows back there. All right, well, before we can get the other half of the seat out, we found out that we've got to take all of this side interior panel on both sides off. Because it's got this custom wooden box back here, or cover, and that back seat is somehow attached to that, and then this side panel is one continuous panel from up there where he's at all the way back here. So he's unclipping everything now, trying to get everything taken out so we can get the seat out and get to the windows. But at least there's you a view of the back of the wagon as we continue to get the interior out. Okay, the back panel of the back seat's now out, and he is looking to see what all we're going to need for the windows. You need this light?
No. Well, that right there. So if I break that off.
Somebody welded it?
Yep.
That's just to hold the window in place?
Yep. We reference to the 57 wagon we have. And the window don't have this much on the bottom of it. So we're going to break this right here. Thing. Do. My calculations are right. The window should come down.
There it goes.
And we just take that bolt right there.
I think we took the screwdrivers out.
That's a 7/16.
Oh, I just gave you a 7/16.
Yeah, it's under the car.
Alright, well, I'll get you another one. Hold up.
That's as far as window goes down because this thing's been tubbed. I don't think that's what he wanted, but that's all he's gonna get.
Well, as you just showed me, the one in our 57 doesn't go all the way down, but it goes a little farther down than that one.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking that's the reason they did what they did, because they don't come no further down. But yep, that's all it does right there. So we're going to change all of our measurements, because what I had measured out was to go down like mine does.
Is it supposed to be slanted like that?
Yeah. We really ain't slammed this same distance all the way down.
I don't think so.
It's just optical illusion.
Now it is not slanted. It was slanted before, though.
Hey.
Yeah, optical
Hey.
illusion. Houdini.
Don't shoot the messenger.
More
just...
like who done it, because I can see straight.
I see straight lines.
Evidently, that's how you see
This
straight
is
lines.
straight right here, okay?
I hear you.
That's running parallel to the Instagram of the particulator.
Okay,
All right, well, enough of that.
enough of that. Let's go get the regulators.
Regulators! Right out.
He's got some measurements. He's going over there to check the regulators now. But just noticing on this right here is like panel board for a shower. So, didn't know that you could use that to make interior panels for your car, but yeah, you can. So we'll keep that in mind, because we've got to make some panels for the 32.
All right, I'm making my template for my power window bracket. Okay. So,
Arts and crafts time.
yeah.
And you just moved it off of the template.
It ain't gonna be perfect. But all I'm doing this is,
Might have to speak up a little bit since that fan up there is on.
hold it up against the bottom of the car. That one there is top. So this one here is for the that bolts up against the side of the car. So this here is driver. That's top. Right? Right. Okay. So I need to mark this as well, so I'll know how the track's running up the door. But actually, I need to mark this side, because this side's what I'm gonna be looking at. So, since this goes on the other side of the car, you just transfer everything over. It's supposed to be the same, right?
Sure.
Right up until it's not. Okay, well. Let's see, how can we do this? I need to know where the center of the track is.
Well, I guess we need to go put it back in the car, double check your template, and go from there.
Before I do that, I gotta cut this off. Alright, well, we finally got that one installed. What I end up having to do is make an elevated track right here because the window has to go out at the top. So I took a bolt and screwed it into the track, and then I put a nut on the back side of it like that for a jam nut so I could change the elevation of the back of the track so it sits away there. But then down here it had to be flush, so I had to bend this ledge up a little bit right here. But with this wheel well, the glass right there hits the wheel well, so I had to put a stop to stop the window regulator from going all the way down. So we'll let you see this side, and she can take you around and show you the other side. All right. That's as far as it'll go down because it's got that hump right here. So it hits the stop bolt, and then it goes up.
Fancy.
And when they go up, when they come down.
That's what we were going for, right? That's one down, one to go.
Yep.
Come around to the driver's side. They work.
That's far down as it'll go because it hits that wheel well. That's it in a nutshell. And all you do is you just reverse the polarity in your two wires. That's what makes it go up and down. That's what your switch does, is your switch just turns positive, negative, negative to positive, and then whenever you flip it around the other way, it turns positive to positive and negative to negative.
Okay. Well, you know, it was kind of a good thing that the guy used the shower board because it is flexible, so we didn't have to remove the entire panel.
Yeah.
One positive thing.
Guess there's an advantage to something.
Yeah. You gotta look at your bright side.
Yeah. Stop it.
Stabby.
But gotta put that panel back on there, and then I gotta clearance that bolt in that. So I'm gonna just take my pocket knife and put a little hole out so that bolt will clearance that.
Well, cool, Clarence.
And then that will be
One
done.
side
Now we
down.
get to move on to the next one. I don't know why this thing really matters because there's just so many holes that I didn't put them all in there though. So. But we're gonna make sure everything is tight, and then we'll move to the other side.
Yeehaw.
Oh, it's 3 in the morning, so I don't think we're gonna do it tonight.
Well, we're starting on the passenger side now.
So before we take that brace out, so all we gotta do is find the middle of the window and put our mark, because that's where the center of the top track's gonna be. So this one is 29 inches, so that'd be 14 and a half. We're gonna measure down 3/4 of an inch, and that's where our top screw is gonna be. Well, we're gonna do this. Oh, me. Same way we did the other side. We'll drill a hole right there, and that's where the top bolt will go. And that's the bolt that we got to make, because there's a depth right here between this piece of metal and the actual window itself. So what I did yesterday, which y'all didn't see, is I took this here bolt, and I put a nut on it, like so, after I stuck it through the panel. And I screwed it into this to get enough threads to hold it. And what that allows me to do is tighten this nut up against that, and it sandwiches this metal. And then I can take and tighten this up if I need to move the top out, or if I need to move, in. If I need to move the top out, I just loosen this up and it just threads right there. And that'll never loosen up because that jam nut, once you get it where you want it, tighten it up and it's there. And then the bottom of it can be flush mount because the window, actually the track here can actually come inward. So I just flush mounted it to the bottom of this. So we'll get our top hole drilled, and we'll get all of our measurements. And I had to put a stop point. I had to drill a hole here to put a stop point to catch that, because if not, this hump right here, the window gets pulled down into it. And what it'll wind up doing is either break the glass because it's going to force the glass to go this way, or it's going to wind up breaking a little worm right there that goes to the motor. So to keep it from doing that, I just put a bolt there. First order of business is drilling this hole. And when you're drilling holes in doors and all the windows behind them, always make sure your window's out of the way. Because down in Georgia, I had 2 or 3 different people who was putting tow mirrors on the side of their trucks, and they would roll the glass down and they would drill their holes and they'd shatter the glass every time. So just because you think you can stop that drill, it don't work that way. Okay. When you drill something, don't lay your drill bit on carpet because it'll melt it. So first order of business is we're going to take this here nut off because I don't think I've got another bolt. Get everything lined up. I'll stick that regulator in the hole. I'm gonna have to move up the brace because it's gonna be right in the way. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna stick this back here, wedge it in, and that'll stop my window from coming down. Then I'm gonna pull this back out and I'm gonna break this weld off. I'll just let that down in there and break the weld off. We'll let the window down right there. We're gonna take our bolt right there out. Which was 7/16. 7/16. Yep. Nope. What is that? Yeah, it is. Can't see no more. Nor no less neither. Oh. That wasn't funny?
Oh, I forgot to laugh, sorry.
Which I did just lie. I can see less, but I definitely can't see no more. Okay.
Probably gotta speak up a little bit, fans are on.
I said, tell the story. I can't see no less. I can see less. I can't see no more.
Why are you yelling at me?
Oh my God. Why? Don't have to be abused. All right. We're going to stick this in. And all we're doing now is just going to find center. Make our reference marks. And that tube don't help find the center at all. I'm going to mark where the window is. Where the window the opening is. Now I gotta get. I live my speed square. All right, y'all not going nowhere. I'll be right back. Okay, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to get this running square with that. So we know the window bottoms out right here. So if we go 90 degrees down from there, and we run our window track parallel to it, looking out of our good eye, which is hard when you ain't got a good eye. So right there. That's where I want to be. So with that being the case, that means right here. But the bad thing about using a Sharpie marker is it sits you in on the inside of your mark. So what we want to do is we want to go right like that. Right like that. And right like that. And we're going to take our channel that we broke out, whatever we did with it. We're going to use it for a straight edge. It might be the wrong thing to do, but we're going to do it. Transfer that mark and transfer this mark. Okay, I gotta pull this back out. Yep. Okay, so we want to take our template that we got here and lay on our bolt holes that we got here and line them up. If we want to measure from the top of our template to that mark there. Okay, so from there to there is 7/8 of an inch. And there again, the mark was made at the top of this. So I want to go 7/8 of an inch. And our wide holes go to the back. So we're going to go 7/8 of an inch down. Marked off of this, so I got to go off the back side, not off this front side there. So right there. Can't keep up with nothing. So that's the top of our pattern. And this is our holes we're looking for. We're not going to use all 4 holes, because that'll put the regulator in a bind. So all we're going to do is use the top 2 holes. And the reason why is our regulator motor is bolted to the track. So it can't go nowhere. So if it needs to flex a little bit, that'll let it flex. Okay. So we got to go find our gold bolt. Tell you what. All right, so now I'm going to put my wedge nut on the back of my bolt. Just like so. Then I'm going to put my track in. Now it's the fun part, because now you can't see through your hole, so now you just got to guess where it is. So if you know, there was our line, and the hole's in the middle of that track. If you go by those two things, that right there should be a hole. Voila! Alright. So now we're going to drill that hole and that hole right there. And if we're good, it's going to be off. And the battery's dead, as usual. How about the rest of y'all, but every time I get ready to use the power tool, the battery's dead. I'm going to use 2 washers and 2 bolts. And if you'll notice how flexy this is, when they welded the quarters or whatever all this conglomeration is they did here and all, that means this is under stress on these corners. So this here is just going to be tin, that's what they call tin cannon. So that's the reason I don't want to bolt this rigid, because the side this car flexes, you don't want it to be with the glass halfway down and it flex and break the glass. So I'm trying to look out for my best interest in the long run, but not doing it. And as I expected, the bolt holes are dead on. I didn't really expect it that way, but they are. Hey, when you're good, right?
Right.
But these little Chinese bolts, they remind me of bolts that goes on top of batteries when they say your battery control. They're soft, so if you ain't careful with them, you'll round the heads of them off. And then you're in a mess. There's one. And that one there is not going to be long enough for that panel to be. Yep. I'll have to get a longer bolt. All right, we'll do that in a few minutes. All right, on to the next step of the game. Since you're not holding your window glass, these come with rubber insulators on them because they're designed to pinch the bottom of a window. And since we're not pinching the bottom of the window, we're pinching the metal runner at the bottom of it. We're going to take them off. Just like so. I'm going to bolt. But I'm going to drill a hole. Once I get all this bolted up, there's a hole where that bracket right there was bolted on. I'm going to drill a hole in this and put a bolt back through that. That way this grips the bottom of the rack of the track, but then that bolt will hold it from coming out. So we're going to double secure it. There's one. There's two. I may have to take a break for a minute because it is getting hot in this car.
Sure is.
But I'm going to let the window down and show y'all what it's going to look like. I'm going to drill a hole down here to put our wires through. See that bolt hole right there? That's what I was talking about. But the window's not real as far as the window goes down because it's hitting that hump right there. So yeah, I'm gonna get a car for a minute. I'm gonna mark this while I'm laying here though. And then we'll come back to it here in just a second. It'll be right there. Then when you measure down on it, you're going to measure from the top of the track down, and it's going to be 1 inch. We're going to measure from the top of that down 1 inch. Right there is where our corresponding line is going to be put. All right, let's get out for just a minute. Just walk around the other side and make sure it goes all the way up. Seals off.
Go around here, and as he rolls the window up, we'll make sure that it does go all the way up to the top and seals off properly.
Bottom.
It looks like it.
Just tighten this nut right here on my elevation bolt and we'll be done. Like I said, I had to put a stop in the bottom of it down there so it wouldn't hit on that inner fender well. It's been a little more of a chore than what we thought it was going to be with these wheel tubs in the back. You don't get nowhere near the window opening that I think you thought he was going to, but nothing I can do about that.
Now when he's got this window regulator in, he's putting the interior and trim back on.
I put on my screws and styrofoam, that way I know where they come from. But we didn't mess with them 2 screws there, that's what's poking through the outside of the car.
Yeah, we're going to have to take those off.
Anytime you put screws in, just check the depth to see how long they need to be. These being long is fine because they go straight down. But them there being long ain't good because they go straight out. But nothing I can do about it. So we'll put it back together the way it was. There. I don't think you're screwed into nothing. I think you're just hanging out. You want you can come over here and hand me this pick, please?
A pick, please. Let's see if I can. There's your pick, please.
The easy way to find a hole is get a straight punch. You stick it in there, and if you find and locate one hole, 9 times out of 10 you locate the other ones. And this screw here is 400 foot long, but it was going in an angle right there. I still don't like because it's still too long for where it's going. But it was in there before. Again. So use a little small screw down here at the bottom. I don't get it. But it don't go into nothing because it ain't long enough. So it just kind of hangs out there. All I can do is put it back the way it was. Stuff making a mess everywhere.
And I just vacuumed all that.
Yeah. Vacuum it all again.
So, got to do the same thing on the driver's side. And then we'll start putting the back seats back in.
Rinse and repeat.
He can finish up that side. We'll start on the driver's side in a minute and then move on to the seats next. Okay, now the interior panels are back on. So, he's testing out the wiring over there to make sure the window regulators are working before we put the seat back in. He checked it before and after putting them in, but we're just going to do one final test on them. That's both of them down.
This one isn't done. I let some air in. Well, about the same. But I think our wheel well over there was welded in different than this one here is. So it might be a little higher on that side over there, but the floorboard contradicts all that, not me.
Okay, we've got the back seat back in, got the speakers installed and hooked back up, and got everything wiped off. So we're about to put the front seat in now. Well, we've got all the seats back in and seat belts reattached. So now he's just working on the wiring and going to put the power switch in for the windows. He's getting all that set up now. And after that, we will be finished. So we'll show you the switches in just a few minutes. Okay, he's got the switch installed. Put it right there under the dash, right up under the AC controllers.
That way it all kind of blends. And the windows work. So you can't ask for much more than that. You probably could. Don't mean you're gonna get it.
Sweet. So everything is back together as it was. And it is ready to go.
Now we're gonna clean the windows and call it a day.
So we'll finish this up. We may get a couple of clips of it tomorrow if it's not raining outside, so before it heads on back.
Alright, we're delivering Reagan's car back to him. And I was told in the last video I didn't speak loud enough for y'all to hear it, so speak loud enough now if y'all to hear it. And this car is also louder, so gotta overspeak it. But this is kind of what our intent was, to move up here and just kind of help people finish their projects. So it's kind of coming in tuition what we wanted to do. Because when you do full restorations, number one, people don't want to watch it on TV. And number two, 9 times out of 10, they don't get finished.
25 Wagon back. I'm in the Suburban, following Thomas. He's there ahead of me. So figured we would let y'all ride along as we deliver the car. So y'all hang on.
Well, here's a view from the top of the mountain, and we're heading into some rain. When the trees are blooming, it's hard to see anything up here, but you get the gist of it. Looks like the cars will get washed off anyhow. But that's how crazy it is. We ain't even a half a mile from the house and it'll be storming over here and it'll be shining, sun shining in the house. Alright, well, continue the journey. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit the notification button. We appreciate all the OG subscribers and all the new subscribers. If it wasn't for y'all, we couldn't do what we're doing. And check us out on Amazon at Dixie Customs, and check us out our eBay store out on Dixie Customs. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.
Well, we ran into a little bit of rain, and I don't think that car had windshield wipers. It may have had, but I don't think it did. Maybe the rain won't get any worse until we get there. We're not but a few minutes away from Reagan's shop now, so that's a good thing. But yeah, we're just going to keep on cruising, and we'll be at his shop in a few minutes. Thankfully, the rain didn't get any worse, but we're pulling into the shop now, where we're going to drop this thing off. So we appreciate y'all watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. So we're going to get in here, get this thing pulled inside, and head on back to the shop and work on the next project. Y'all be sure to hit that notification bell so when the next video drops, you'll be the first to know. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.